Well, hello and welcome. This is the Mojo Mondays, a place where we bring some amazing, impactful, real, authentic, genuine wellness stories and transformations. And tonight is a very special treat. The topic tonight and theme is kids' health. And we have a broad range tonight. We have stories starting at from 4 all the way to 6.5, all the way up to teenage years. So we're going to hear some really fun stories from some of the kids and also the parents as well. So we're going to have fun, and we have a couple of very proud and beaming grandparents on the line too. So if you're joining on the line tonight to hear some just real, genuine, potential gifts, priceless gifts for you or someone you love and their young ones or teenage ones, then you're at the right place. I'm Robert Arthur here at my office in Granbury, Texas. My normal co-host is presenting tonight to the Native American. I think it's the Ute Native American group, and on insulin resistance and diabetes. So he'll be joining back again with us next week. So we want to welcome everybody to the call tonight. All right, I'm going to start by teeing up a little, a couple slides. We do want to. How many of you want these beautiful formulations around for your kids and grandkids, even next generation? Then we have to address compliance real quick and to make sure we cover that. So let me tee up my little PowerPoint. And Barb or Heidi, if you could tell me, you can see my screen here. All right.
Yep, we're good, sir.
We're good to go. All right.
No.
All right. Again, Mojo Monday. So welcome, Kids Health tonight. And again, Robert here in Texas. So let me go to the next slide. Zalevo, where in the heck does this crazy sounding word come from? It's Zalevo, comes from zenith and elevate. We help elevate people of all ages, including our little ones, to their greatest and highest potential, including, by the way, the call tonight, we'll be doing a call in the future on even before a child comes out of the womb. Even there's some amazing benefits when our precious moms had that precious little baby inside of them, and what they can do nutritionally and how it makes for a healthy childbirth and pregnancy as well. So stay tuned for that. So that's where we come from. We're roughly a 2.5-year-old baby company with a big, bold global vision. How many love the vision of this beautiful community? So we are changing lives. Currently, US, Canada, Mexico, and soon, just a few weeks, Australia. So I love these pictures, family, parents, young and old, and their children, young and old. How many would, it's just, we would do anything, yes, for our young ones of the world around us, and that's what makes life, in some cases, worth living for many of us. So that's our next generation. So what's coming up? Just a little preview. Next week, next Monday, is a subject near and dear to many. Hopefully we can recall that it's near and dear before we forget. So brain health next Monday night, and then we have hydration and recovery, some great stories around that, especially some of the newer formulations. Healthy joints, maybe the kiddos on the line don't relate to that, but many of us do. And then healthy weight loss and on from there. So we have some really fun calls lined up over the next few weeks. So we do not treat, prescribe, diagnose any major disease process. Pregnant, nursing, diabetic, medication. Do consult with your medical professional for any time you make any major or even minor changes to your health or wellness. And just so you know, we don't treat, again, diagnose or cure anything. We simply give the bodies of all ages, what the body needs to be the miracle that God made it to be. All right, so we're going to hear from 4 different families tonight. We're going to hear from the Grazzini family, then the Penny family, the Johnsons, and the Martinez family. So we're going to start in your mind's eye, go all the way up where it's still somewhat winter, I believe. Heidi can tell us here. We're going to start. Let me get out of the PowerPoint and go over to this beautiful, who's become a very close friend, Miss Heidi. Her and her hubby she has 2 amazing, beautiful daughters, pretty big age ranges. So Miss Heidi, what story, who are you introducing to us tonight and their journey?
Well, I can't help but share about both of my kiddos. So Cora is 4 and Carly is 15. And our journey really started with well, many years prior to Zalebo, and just some, challenges I faced in my health really from childhood on. But those things were kind of magnified when I had my first pregnancy and when I gave birth to my daughter Carly. So pretty much right from infancy, she started to just display some challenges that just came out in like different conditions of the skin, and they just kind of ebbed and flowed throughout her, growing up, as well as just other challenges she faced in her health. But she was given an incredible gift of being a dancer, and she is an elite athlete and trains like an Olympian. So as we were kind of simultaneously combating, the challenges of her health, along with fueling her body to sustain what she does on a daily basis, it just was a growing concern. I mean, I lost countless hours of sleep worrying about, how she would sustain, what she was doing and how she was fueling her body. Um, and well, 2 years ago, because of just a sort of a perfect storm of, the skin condition and, that lovely age of teenagers, we had hormone issues, and really, I think her body suffered. She had an outrageous uh, love for sugar, which really controlled many aspects of her life, and nutrition and mood and sleep and all of the things that nasty sugar does in our lives. And just so many different things. So it was kind of like this colossal perfect storm of issues and stress. Stress was definitely a factor. She's a perfectionist. Again, high performing elite athlete, and puts a lot of expectation on herself with not only her athletic performance, but as well as her academic performances. And it just kind of, everything really exploded. And she lost, I try not to cry, over 75% of her hair as a 14-year-old girl, which is extremely hard, especially when you are on stage traveling the country and performing for thousands, hundreds of people, pretty much, several times a month, every weekend. And it just really had us like making a hard stop and really evaluating everything. And as an elite athlete, it's like we had tried different food limitations, elimination diets, controlling the sugar. I always looked into, ingredients, reading labels, all of the things as us, concerned parents do, to know, what we're pouring into our bodies. And, it was kind of like a hodgepodge. I literally had a spreadsheet of different vitamins and things that I, ordered from different companies, because it's like, okay, I like this here, but I don't like that. And where are they sourcing it? And how are they getting it? And is it fairy dusting where there's just trace amounts of this or that or whatever? Is it really what she needs to effectively perform in her body, the processes that it needs to in order to help her? And this was after years and counter baskets full of topical, different foams and lotions and ointments and treatments and different things to just try and like kind of keep this at bay, all which were, just unsuccessful.
Yeah.
And so really prayerfully, we were debating some pretty significant treatment, course of treatment with her, and just decided to like hold and pray. And that's when Zalebo literally showed up on my doorstep, through an incredible angel blessing of a woman who also was using Zalebo. And my daughter Carly suffers, or not suffers, but is blessed with attention deficit disorder. So she learns very differently, and worked with an ADD coach that helped aid and assist her in many aspects of just performing in her academics the way that she wanted, and share this incredible stuff with us. And it was like within days, and Robert, you can cut me off because you know I can take this whole time talking. But within days, it was quite literally 48 hours. And I know I've shared the picture with you, Robert, but she had had a particular episode that this time was on her face. And within days, typically these would last, you know, for 2.5 to 3 weeks, these episodes. And it was within days. It was like the Ultra 30 and the biomes. I had known and practiced utilizing probiotics, prebiotics for years. And I mean, the expensive, you know, the really high dollar, thinking you're paying high dollar, you're getting high quality, right? And pouring them into my baby girl, just kind of hoping and praying that they were doing what they needed to. And I mean, the difference was the Zalevo was like night and day. I mean, we put them into her body and it was like she woke up the next morning and could not believe what was looking back at her in the mirror. And it was like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And by Friday, she was not only not experiencing some of those symptoms, but her skin was glowing. I mean, like she went from just kind of, you know, pasty and depleted looking to like glowing. I don't know how else to describe it. And then the days and the weeks that followed, it was like it truly is remarkable what, when you give the body what it truly is, you know, needs, the vitamins, the minerals, the trace minerals, in doses that actually effectively cause the processes within the body to do what they're designed to do. Her body just started to change and restore itself. And I mean, she is a different person today. She's showing up in a way, and it's not even like the physical transformation, but the mental, emotional, and spiritual of healing and unlocking the miracle, you know, that is every single one of our bodies. You know, our bodies truly are a miracle, and we are just so, you know, surrounded by toxins and nutrient deficient foods that we are all struggling in so many different aspects of our health and not being able to show up the way that we want. And so, I mean, the rest is history. There's no way she's not pouring this incredible goodness into her body on a daily basis and being blessed immensely by it.
Wow.
Yeah, she is soaring.
Well, not just Carly is glowing, you're glowing as a proud mom who is so grateful. So you're actually glowing with gratitude. Anybody see that in this
Oh,
beautiful lady?
I
So,
could ugly cry talking about it.
well, no, I would say it's a beautiful cry. So thank you.
Thank
And
you.
obviously we have if you're intrigued about Heidi's story, we've done other interviews where we go even more in depth with her and her mom both. And it's a family affair, isn't it, Heidi? Which is
Absolutely.
a common theme tonight. So we'll have to get Miss Cora on future calls. And again, we have some other families who would like to share. Needless to say, little Miss Cora you saw in the picture earlier loves these products. I think you said maybe a 20-second version is she loves the drench. She takes a shake.
Yeah. The shakes are her ice cream. So she either has pink, black, or white ice cream, asks for them as ice cream. I mean, she loves it. And what it has done for her digestive health is like night and day. So she has her Zalevo number twos, she calls them, just because she notices the difference of when she's on them and how she feels, even at, you know, a young but wise 4 years
Yeah.
old.
Well, you have a beautiful family and beautiful inside and out. Thank you, Heidi, for sharing tonight. And thanks for being part of this community. And
Thanks for having me, Robert.
you're so welcome. Thank
Pleasure
you.
is mine.
Thanks for being here. If you can, stay tuned if you can. I know your hubby needs love and support. So thank you. All right. So from Minnesota, now we're going to go over across the country where we're going from little late winter all the way over to I'm sure it's pretty much springtime there and getting warm by the day, to Kimberly Penny. Kimberly has a beautiful story, and talking to another just vivacious, passionate, full of life lady who loves to just spread her light. That being said, she had some challenges herself, and then she turned around and shared it with those she loves most dearly. So I'm going to hand it over to Kimberly to kind of tee up a little story about her. I believe it's her son, who's a teenager here. So
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, my son, Jake, he's 16, and he suffered from, I think it was just deficiency, and it gets put in all these compartments, but he had poor behavior, he was stressed, wasn't happy, he was angry all the time. His grades started to drop, and he was becoming, he just wasn't happy. He was defiant. And we were starting to get calls from his school of him getting into trouble. And and it was at that time I thought, gosh, you know what? These shakes and the whole system has done so much for my health. I'm going to give it to my son. And it was like transforming a different kid. I mean, he drinks 2 shakes a day, he takes probiotic, and he has 1 burn every day. And he is working out, boxing. I actually got a call. My husband and I noticed, and then I got a call from his principal at his school, and he said, hey, I don't know what you were doing at home, but whatever you are, all Jake's teachers have noticed, and it's working, keep doing it. And I just was like, oh, thank you. And his grades are improving. His mood is better, and the conversations are different. When you're a mom and you sit down and to talk to your child and they're unhappy, I mean, it just breaks your heart, and you want to do whatever you can, but you don't know what they're lacking. And it definitely is minerals and nutrition that our kids are suffering. And a lot of adults don't eat well, but to try and get a child, especially a teenager, to eat well is very difficult. And this way, I know no matter what, he's getting what he needs in his body, and it's showing. I mean, it's showing in every aspect of his life. And I'm just so thankful to Zalevo. And I can't say enough, and I can't shut up about it. And I refer it to all my other mom friends. I'm like, look, just give him a shake.
Yeah, and rest assured, it's yummy. These kids love it. So, including our persnickety teens. So, what a beautiful story with your son, with Jake. Yeah, that full spectrum with the if you're new to these calls, that full spectrum shake, and he's eating other meals and snacks. Let's be real, but he's not just taking the 2 shakes. He's a teenager.
Oh, no, he eats 3 meals a day, but he does 2 shakes in addition, because he wants to. Now he's all into and he's starting the build and the athletic line, and he's all excited, and he wants to, he's sharing it with the boxing gym guys.
No, I love it. What a beautiful story. And if you're intrigued of what happened even initially to his mom, Kimberly has an amazing story. We'll just leave it at that. Reach out and we'll share the interview we did with Kimberly. Kimberly, you are a ray of sunshine and light, and what a legacy that you started now with your loved ones. And this is an ongoing gift, isn't it, for all your family, including Jake? So, yeah, awesome, Kimberly. Thank you for showing up tonight and sharing the story about your son. So awesome, guys. So now we go, actually, we're going to stay in Arizona. No, we're going to come back to Arizona in a minute. First, we're going to go now bebop up a little bit north and a little bit over to Utah now. And we have this beautiful family, young family. And let me, not that Heidi and I'm getting in trouble now. They're all young families tonight. Okay. So anyway, we're going to go to this beautiful family, Chris and Marissa Johnson. And we do some calls in the mornings, Monday and Fridays. And I always see their smiling little faces. And Chris, I know you brought a 6.5-year-old daughter to the call tonight, Miss Beautiful Melanie. So Chris, please introduce yourself and your daughter and the journey here.
Well, thank you, Robert. As you can tell, this is Melanie, and we brought her on the call because about all of our kids. It was hard to try to pick all of them, but for her, it's really been a bigger work, just finding things that were healthier that she would eat. Because in one sense, she loves eating healthier stuff, but at the same time, trying to make sure that she's getting all the right, carbs and protein and fats and everything that's necessary for her to grow healthy was difficult because of the texture. And so, trying to make a big breakfast for everybody in the morning. School starts at 9, kids are waking up at 7:30, and we have to leave by 8:30. You don't have time to make a big old huge buffet breakfast that pleases all of the kids. And when we started taking the shakes, kids always want what their parents want. Hey, can we have some? When we, so being new, when we were first new to this, we found out that the kids could have some, and we said, sure, go ahead and try it. And then they started asking for more. And what we found with Melanie is that with her, I don't want to say picky, but she is pretty picky, but it's hard to say picky because she loves her vegetables and stuff and her fruits and stuff, but trying to get a well-balanced meal is where she'd get really picky with the textures and stuff like that. And introducing the shakes, our youngest is 3, our oldest is 10. They all love them, every single one of them. They always ask for those Levo shakes. And we've found that when we do it for breakfast, and it is something that keeps them full until they have lunch at school.
Yeah.
And we're not worried about what they're going to be eating at school as much because we know that they have their well-balanced breakfast in the morning. But the biggest thing for her was, again, just she'd get hangry all the time.
Would you get hangry, Melanie? You wouldn't get moody at all, would you? No.
As you said, Heidi, she's our 6-year-old going on 16. She would definitely get that feeling of just I want food, like I'm hungry, like feed me. But then it was, well, what do we feed you that we can also feed the other kids? Because trying to make one meal for 6 people was sometimes a big deal, even for dinner. You're trying to, everybody has stuff going on, and you're like, okay, what are we going to do? We started making the shakes though, and we even got them each their own shaker bottle plus a blender because they love it with ice and stuff. And she even had a few things she wanted to say about them.
I like the chocolate.
Can you talk a little louder, Melanie?
Say it louder.
I like it's like chocolate.
The chocolate shake.
Yep, she likes the chocolate because it's a healthy chocolate she can have. So it's like a dessert, and we like to mix the vanilla with the chocolate and do a chocolate milkshake is another favorite.
Yeah. And yeah, you can already taste the shake, can't you? And a fun note, which is a testament to how great our products taste just by themselves, Melanie. So we don't add anything else, do we? It has to be in just water and ice.
Yep, she said it doesn't taste very well if she adds any fruit or anything like that, which I like. Sometimes I like to do a vanilla with some strawberries or something, and she'll just mix it with the chocolate and some ice. And it's nice because they take it to school sometimes and they'll drink it at school, or they'll ask, hey, can we do an at-home lunch today? Can we have a shake? And it's, well, what do you tell your kids? You don't want to tell them no. And so it's so easy. We just pack it up in their own shaker bottle. They take it, they add water to it while they're at school, and they just mix it up and they're good. And they've got their shake for lunch. And there have been times, there was one time where Melanie wasn't feeling very well, and we were all ready to go to church, and she was kind of looking a little pale and stuff. And I just gave her a little bit of shake, and like not even a sip of E-Vibe. I mean, it wasn't even a sip, just the tiniest little bit. And she perked up. She went to all of church. She even came home and was feeling fine. And so it's definitely, it's definitely made a difference. Yes.
I love how she's
definitely made a difference.
Yeah.
In our lives, and with the kids, especially in finding something that all 6 people like.
Wow. That through and through, it's good for them inside and out.
We don't have to worry about what they're putting into their body when they have any of those Levo products. And just like how you saying too, the drench, they love the drench. They love the colors. It's just fun.
Yeah, it is fun. And I won't tell Melanie, make sure you ask your dad for some fruity or veggie yummy, actually crisp apple pineapple drink in the near future, Melanie. So I didn't see that, but yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, we're excited.
In case if you're on the call, I was referring, we're about to launch our remaining current product launch. It's called Vital Core. It's a blend of yummy, all your veggies, but it tastes like a crisp apple, between a crisp apple and a pineapple taste. And then we have the berry coming as well. It combines a multivitamin mineral with a green or berry drink. It's going to be amazing. So Chris, I love your family. I love you and Marissa. You guys are you're awesome. Can't wait to give you a big hug in a few days. And thanks for sharing Melanie's story. And please thank her again for helping you with all the orchestration and all of that. So
I will. Thank you.
you guys rock. All right, guys. So let me go back here. All right. So now we spent some time in Utah. Now we're going to bebop down again back to in Kimberly's neighborhood, not too far from her. And first of all, we have a proud grandmother, Martha, on the line, who's beaming. She's been beaming since the beginning. There she is. Martha, can you just say hi and tell us what's in store for us? Who are we going to hear from here? You are muted, dear. Maybe she can unmute.
Okay, I'm back. Yes, I'm very, very excited for my daughter to tell you all about the fun things that have happened to them since they started using the products. And these are, well, I don't know how many of the stories she's going to tell, but my daughter Gail uses products and her 4 children, and they are 4 of my 19 grandchildren.
Wow, you are blessed many times over. So
Very blessed. Yep.
thank you, Martha. And now we bop down to Arizona and the Phoenix area. So Miss Gail Martinez, looks like you have one of your beautiful daughters there with you. So welcome, Miss Gail. Love for you to introduce yourself and your daughter there and share a couple of the stories here with us.
Hi, so I'm Gail and this is my daughter Megan. Hello. My
Hey,
son
Megan.
Trevor is actually on the line too. He's over at a friend's house, so he's on his own phone without his video on. So Trevor is also going to share his own story with everybody too. But just real quick, I have every child has their own little struggles and things that they deal with, and I also have a picky daughter who likes to only eat certain foods, and pretty much everything that she likes to eat is on the list of not to eat on specifically a burn day. Anyway, so by getting her to drink the shakes, it helps comfort me to know that she's getting a lot of the full spectrum nutrition that she needs to go about her day. She likes to get creative and mix them up. We use an immersion blender or the Vitamix, and we get all of our whatever she decides to make. She likes to make a peanut butter chocolate shake and make it taste like a peanut butter cup. And then I also have a kiddo who I love the way that it was said earlier, that he's blessed with ADHD, and he had some struggles with focusing in school and getting his work done and things like that. And after spending a couple weeks with grandma for spring break, he learned how much even the Mind Sync has helped him. He likes to make up his shake. He adds the Mind Sync, and he's been doing state testing this past week. And he's like, Mama, I made sure that I put my Mind Sync mixed into my being able to focus better. And anyway, so that's been really fun to see him get excited about it. And him and his brother that go to school together at the same time, they get up and they make their shakes together. And so they talk about starting their day off for success, just being able to stay focused. And I also had an email from a teacher that was sharing that how much of a difference that they've noticed in the ability to pay attention and focus and finish getting their assignments done and things like that in class. So it's definitely made a big difference in our family, the focusing, and again, moods and our personalities are shining through, but maybe with a little less frustration and impatience and things like that. So yeah. And then Trevor, my oldest son, had an experience from weight training. I don't know, Trevor, can you unmute your mic and share that?
When in my weight training class, my mom introduced me to the e-vibe stuff, and I started having that during lunch or during my weight training class, and I had a lot more energy or just after school to be able to just be out of the house and be more active. And I was able to learn how to do a front flip just in the field of the park near my house, just
Wow.
because going over there was fun to do something.
Yeah, he was
But there's a
spending a
lot of-
lot of time after school and playing on his phone and things like that and just relaxing because he didn't have the energy after weight training class when he was doing that at school. And then after taking the e-vibe, and he'd come home and still have enough energy to go out and go hang out with his friends and all of that. So it's
I love
been
it.
yeah.
You start your day, Trevor, with a shake in the morning. What do you do for that?
Sometimes it's hard
Okay.
to do that when you wake up so early.
Yeah.
For school and stuff like that, but I try.
All good. All good. Awesome. Well, Trevor, thanks for popping on tonight on the call and sharing. I love it. So, Miss Megan, do you want to tell us what your favorite combination is for the shake, or?
My favorite combination is when I make a big, huge thing in the Vitamix and I put enough for, I think, like 6 servings so that everybody can have one. And the small Jif peanut butter jars, you can put about half of one of those with chocolate shake and it makes it perfect.
Wow, a half of a jar of a man. I got to come to your house and get a shake. So yeah, that's amazing. Well, I'm sure your grocery bill is very cheap, Mom. So Megan, Megan, it's great hearing that. So Megan, is that your main product? That is a shake? You take anything else?
I get a sip or two of whatever my mother makes in the mornings whenever.
Okay.
Sometimes she'll take a little sip of my trio or just some e-vibe, but I try to not get, try to not have them do too much e-vibe. But
Yeah, there you
Um,
go. Well,
and
you guys,
Patrick has been addicted to the drench, and then Samuel, who does soccer, I've realized that my drench is disappearing quite quickly because I'm sharing it with 2 other kids. So yeah, they're all liking the drench, both flavors of it. So it's been good for them to get the hydration that they need to stay active in their games.
oh, I love it. Gail, you have a beautiful family, obviously a beautiful mom, and who loves you dearly as well. And
Thank you.
Miss Megan, I love your beautiful smile, and thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us tonight. Can you guys, let's just say, well, I think all the kids are probably except for Megan. Let's do 1, 2, 3, and just thank Megan. So unmute, please, if you don't mind. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you,
Thank
Megan.
you.
Martinez family.
Yes, thank you, Kimberly, the Penny family, the Grazzinis, Martinez, and the Johnsons. Thanks, everybody. If you're,
Hey, Robert,
yes,
Megan is coming to the MPW and is turning 18 on that Saturday. She will be
Gail.
with us for her 18th birthday.
Thank you, Gail. Matt, I forgot to mention that, guys. If you're watching this on the recording, etc., we do a personal development program, which is amazing. I wish. Who else has been to one? Wishes you in your teenage years you were introduced to this training and these concepts. It's going to be priceless. I was sharing with Gail. So Megan, we're so proud that you're open to that. And Megan, you'll have a great time. We're not a bunch of fuddy-duddies. We have fun there. So it's going to be fun. And thanks, Gail, for knowing the value in there and bringing her, and Martha, obviously, for motivating, inspiring your daughter. So who else is just so grateful that we could have a legacy like this, a beautiful, healthy, lifelong wellness legacy that's backed by a company who's built on these timeless core values and principles. That's what we're all about here. We truly are about blessing people and uplifting people of all ages, starting in the womb, starting in the incubator, all the way through Bill. Bill is a young, I think 95 now, so youngster. So welcome everybody, and thanks for showing up tonight. If you watch this recording, get back to who invited you. If you're on this call live, we're just grateful you're here. And stay tuned next week. What did I say next week is, guys? Oh, it's brain health. Yeah, brain health is next Monday, so stay tuned for that. So God bless. And we have some amazing core values with this company. One of them is one of our favorites. It's called Force for Good. So here we go. If you're brave enough to yell it out, we're going to count to 3 and then yell out the 3 words. 1, 2, 3.
Force
for good.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so
Thank you,
much.
Robert.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Robert.
You bet. Take care. God bless.